Wednesday the 27th of May, and you're already running on fumes. 3 espressos can only mask the chaos for so long, Aries. You'll try to power walk to the station, miss a step, and perform an interpretive dance involving your handbag and a dropped sandwich. Onlookers will mutter things like classic Aries. Your Doomscope animal today is a goose with main character energy, strutting into Brenda's performance review to suggest a few improvements she definitely didn't ask for. This afternoon, the cosmos suggests you resist the urge to reply all to that email chain about the office biscuit rota. It will end badly. You will become the biscuit pariah. Tonight, the stars implore you to have a quiet one, but let's be honest, that's not happening. Pillow fort construction commences at precisely 6:17 p.m., followed by an ambitious attempt at tie-dye. Expect Tanya to call round because her cat is now entirely blue. Pizza will be ordered. Marcus will definitely take more than his fair share. Afterwards, you'll spend an hour on TikTok convinced you can teach the world to knit. Spoiler alert, you cannot. Advice, put the glitter down. Slowly. Wednesday the 27th begins with your brain feeling like dial-up internet, Taurus. You'll leave the house with odd socks and a crumpled receipt for petrol from 2019 in your pocket. The bus. Charming. 22 minutes late and smelling suspiciously of Gavin's tuna sandwich. Venus is currently hiding your credit card behind the biscuit barrel. Karen from accounts is suddenly obsessed with essential oils and Phil is trying to sell you his slightly too garlicky aioli. You will spend the afternoon gently explaining the concept of personal space to Denise, then stress eating a multi-pack of minstrels in the stationery cupboard whilst hiding from Craig. By evening, your sofa has developed a bottom-sized crater so profound, archaeologists will be studying it in 300 years. Strenuous activity is banned by galactic decree. You will, however, spend a solid half-hour arguing with Netflix because it insists on suggesting documentaries about competitive cheese rolling. Again. Advice, embrace the chaos, and blame it on Mercury being in retrograde. At 3 a.m. Wednesday the 27th of May finds Gem in eye juggling flaming chainsaws, Gemini, and one just landed in Sharon's decaf. The commute involved arguing with the satnav because it doesn't understand sarcasm. Lovely. Venus is giving you the side eye, presumably because you tried to subtly suggest to Ricky, Nadine, and Jason that she started dressing like Bette Lynch. At the agency, turning Fiona's stapler theft into a proactive redistribution of office resources will require levels of spin usually reserved for politicians. Your Doomscope animal today is a blowfish who's all puff and no substance, much like your explanations to Darren as to why his cat is now wearing a tiny hat. Tonight, Jupiter has declared your kitchen officially closed. It's for the best. You will, however, spend precisely 47 minutes scrolling Deliveroo before ordering the same curry you had last night, plus poppadoms this time. Don't be surprised when you start a conspiracy theory group chat at 2:17 a.m., mainly about the price of petrol. Advice, next time you hear gossip, just nod slowly and say, "Is that right?" regardless of what they're saying. Cancer, Wednesday the 27th of May is shaping up nicely, by which we mean terribly. You'll leave the house with all the gusto of a penguin being asked to do long division, only to trip over your own shoelace precisely 3 steps later. The day has peaked at 8:15 a.m. At work, Mars retrograde is personally victimizing your inbox. Linda has forwarded that passive-aggressive email twice, Barry keeps whistling show tunes, and you've accidentally replied all to a thread titled Derek's Sandwich Crimes. Your colleagues now think you endorse eating tuna mayo at your desk at precisely 2:47 p.m. How delightful. Pauline is judging you. Tonight, prepare for a full-blown nostalgia attack. You'll unearth that photo album from 2021 and spend 3 hours sobbing over old holiday snaps. Expect to drunkenly text someone about that amazing karaoke night, only to be met with polite silence. Netflix will be no comfort. That documentary about competitive cheese rolling? Too intense. Advice, hide. Your emotional range today is wider than the Grand Canyon. Wednesday the 27th of May. Morning dawns, Leo, and the universe is chuckling. You will spend a frankly unreasonable amount of time deciding which biscuit best complements your first cuppa. Dave will ask a simple question, and you'll somehow launch into a 20-minute monologue about the socio-economic impact of reality television. Apologies in advance, Dave. The afternoon brings unparalleled levels of procrastination. Suki will need that report. Tell her Mercury is in retrograde, even though it absolutely isn't. You'll be briefly convinced you can win Bake Off, until you realize you can't even boil an egg without setting off the smoke alarm. Your Doomscope object today is a potato left in the back of the fridge, slightly green and radiating the same energy as you trying to explain to Jordan that you totally knew it was Casual Friday. Tonight, Netflix beckons. You'll spend longer choosing something to watch than actually watching it. Nathan will suggest a night out. You will politely decline, citing extreme exhaustion. The truth. Your pajamas are just too comfortable. Claudia will send a photo of cocktails. Regret will kick in precisely 3 seconds later. Advice, stop blaming the cosmos for your life choices. Own it. Wednesday, the 27th of May, finds you categorizing your teabags by perceived level of smugness. Yorkshire Gold, definitely top tier. Your train is predictably delayed, granting Nigel yet another opportunity to explain cryptocurrency. He's wearing a Bluetooth headset. This almost renders him invisible. Almost. Venus remains deeply unimpressed by that funny birthday card you sent Roger in 2019. You'll spend the afternoon meticulously aligning paperclips, hoping to achieve some semblance of order. Prepare for Sheila to ask if you have 5 minutes regarding a spreadsheet color-coded by font size. Absolutely not, Sheila, you have my sympathy. Tonight, the cosmos suggests only one course of action: rewatching Come Dine With Me and devising alternative menus based solely on beige ingredients. Then, at precisely 11:57 p.m., you'll start a Pinterest board titled Organizational Hacks for People Who Secretly Enjoy Chaos. Mercury suggests you call it personal growth, which is generous considering the evidence. Virgo, the cosmos has added a small admin fee to your chaos today, payable in dignity. Advice: embrace the madness. Your need to alphabetize your spice rack is making Janet nervous. Wednesday the 27th is off to a flyer, Libra. You'll begin the day with an absolute corker of a social faux pas. Accidentally replying all to Tracy about her gluten-free saga with haha nice is prime comedic timing. Polish that apology, love. Your Doomscope object today is a scrunchie with stretched elastic, holding on tighter to your life choices than you are. This afternoon, Mars retrograde is having a right go at your WhatsApp group. Sebastian's suggestion of axe throwing for team building is met with Adele's enthusiastic pottery pitch. You, in a moment of sheer brilliance, suggest competitive ferret grooming. Mel leaves the chat quicker than you can say dander. This evening, your promise of a quiet night dissolves faster than a paracetamol in warm water. You're possessed by an overwhelming need for Instagram validation. 2 hours later, 47 photos lie discarded. Hugo's comment is that centered sparks a minor existential crisis. Honestly, Libra, even the cushions are judging you. Advice: just pick a color scheme and commit, you drama queen. The universe gave you opinions, now use one. This Wednesday, the 27th of May, you'll rise with the burning desire to make coffee so strong it could dissolve a spoon. That little voice whispering doubts. Ignore it. Mars retrograde has turned your brain into a browser with 87 tabs open, mostly Wikipedia articles proving you were right about something Liam said in the pub in 2019. At work, Venus is giving you the silent treatment, possibly due to that incident with the communal milk last week. By lunchtime, you will accidentally stumble upon Victoria's online support group for people who iron their socks. Greta will ask if you're okay because you've just spent an entire tea break alphabetizing your stationery. You live a colorful life, Scorpio. Tonight, swap the salad for a family-size bag of crisps and that documentary about competitive dog grooming. Jupiter is currently encouraging everyone to make questionable decisions, so cancel all plans. Settle in to compile a mental list of everyone who has ever slightly inconvenienced you. You know, for future reference. Advice: forgive and forget. Just kidding. Never forget. This Wednesday, Sagittarius, NASA's revised its caffeine consumption guidelines based on your recent intake. Your morning involves a near miss with Trevor in the car park. Again. You were, of course, humming the Benny Hill theme at the time. Mars retrograde is making your inbox resemble a jumble sale of passive aggression. By lunchtime, you'll have accidentally replied all to Zara's email about the fridge again, but instead of a simple LOL you'll have quoted Shakespeare. Badly. Your Doomscope vegetable today is a kohlrabi that's just showing off, like that unsolicited financial advice you gave Wendy last week. This evening, Venus is giving you the cold shoulder. Probably because Ollie's leaving drinks are still just a note on your to-do list. You'll spend 57 glorious minutes on TikTok watching cats doing park hour, then order enough pizza for a small army and start binge watching that period drama that you hate, only to pause it to complain about it on socials. Buyer's remorse hits at precisely 9:17 p.m. Advice: avoid sharp objects and social situations after 8 p.m. You're one dodgy comment away from being blocked by Aunt Mildred. This Wednesday, Maureen will indeed spill her coffee, but directly onto your keyboard this time. You'll try the rice trick, then realize you haven't cooked rice since 1998. At 2:17 p.m. sharp, prepare for Colin to corner you. Turns out his bonsai is suffering and only you can advise. You'll nod sagely while wondering if you locked the biscuit tin. That vital document. Lost in the digital abyss. Reply all. Tempting, but Deborah will screenshot it and you'll be explaining it to Brian next Tuesday. The PowerPoint presentation? You will spend 45 minutes searching, then discover it was on your desktop all along, cunningly disguised as a shortcut icon. Post-work, that Ottolenghi recipe will lure you in again. 3 hours and one smoky kitchen later, you'll be face-planting into a tub of Ben & Jerry's. Sandra from Accounts. Her LinkedIn post is now a professionally shot video. It is worse than you imagined. Prepare to double tap it, like you meant it. Profusely. Advice: stop pretending you understand TikTok dances and just buy a plant. Wednesday the 27th of May will find you bolt upright at 3:33 a.m., convinced you left the iron on. You didn't. You don't own an iron. You'll arrive at work sporting a fetching coffee stain, a relic from that power dressing phase last Tuesday. With Venus in retrograde, collaboration means explaining your groundbreaking ideas to Kevin using solely mime. A street has threatened to involve HR if you act out the Synergy presentation again. Synergy. It's custom socks for ferrets. Aquarius, get a grip. Your inbox is overflowing, mostly with calendar invites from Rufus for meetings that could have been emails. This evening, the cosmos suggests a quiet night. Quiet quickly devolves into attempting to build a miniature replica of Stonehenge out of cheese whilst binge-watching competitive dog grooming. The neighbors have left a note, helpfully suggesting mindfulness techniques and noise-cancelling headphones. Your Doomscope animal today is a mackerel swimming upstream in the wrong river, less driven than a Roomba on a shag carpet. Advice: stop pretending you don't enjoy daytime television. Pisces, Wednesday's shaping up to be one of those days. This morning, you'll be so lost in thought you'll forget what day it is, try to pay for your coffee with Monopoly money, and then apologize to a lamppost for bumping into it. Your aura is emitting harmless chaos, like a toddler armed with a permanent marker. This afternoon, arriving at work with precisely 3 minutes to spare, you'll decide today's the day you master latte art. Venus is clearly having a laugh at your expense. Your swan looks less elegant bird, more roadkill, and Maeve's already got it on TikTok. Felix is suggesting deep breaths. The horror. This evening, having spent longer apologizing for your pigeon latte than actually working, you'll grant yourself permission for aggressive relaxation. This includes, but isn't limited to, wearing the same pajamas you've had since 2021, scrolling through Deliveroo for 57 minutes before ordering pizza from the place next door, and rewatching The Office for the 12th time. Gary's judging, but Gary can get stuffed. Advice: step away from the chaos. And the latte machine.